Let's see. Hello to my beautiful Cancer collectives out there. Cancer Rising Collective. Welcome to my channel, Astro Cheryl. And this is your monthly forecast for February 2026. Now, I did an intro video, and if you want to get the highlights and some of the little nuggets that I shared, take a look at that. And but for now, we're just going to get right into your forecast, okay? So on the 1st of February, we have a full moon in Leo. And this is happening in your second house, okay? Let's see. The second house is about your values, your finances, your possessions, your self-worth. Okay, I said it all. It's about that, how you feel about yourself, which is your self-worth, your self-esteem. Okay? So Leo here is talking to us about our feelings, being in your heart, healing the inner child, expressing your shine, being the star that you are. But before that can happen, we need to let go of the feelings of not being enough, or the feelings of not getting enough attention, or the feeling of not being able to shine. Okay? That we need to let go and learn how to do those things well. All right, and this is happening in your second house, so it's affecting your self-worth. Okay? And it may also, address your values. All right, so here is saying your bold, creative energy amplifies a desire for recognition through what you own or what you earn, often urging dramatic shifts like splurging on luxuries or reassessing your sense of abundance. Let go of what's not worthy and know that you are enough, okay? And make sure that this is Cancer rising, make sure that you check in with your inner child, you know, and let go of the past hurts, things that people have said to you when you were a small child that didn't make you feel good. Some of that could be lighting up with this full moon. Just let it go. Don't fester, and don't feel bad about it, because it's the past. Can't change it. The only thing you can change is what's happening to you right here and right now. And the change here is letting it go. Okay? So we're going to move on to the third of the month. And this is where Uranus stations direct in Taurus. And let's see, Taurus is in your 11th house. Let's see. This is Cancer, Gemini. Yeah, your 11th house. This transit your 11th house, I'm sorry, I got a little off confusion there. So let me just get back to where I should be. Your 11th house is about large organizations, group friendships, memberships, your hopes and wishes. Okay? So this transit will jolt electricity through your social ecosystem. Okay? And that just means if you are a part of a large organization, then there's some changes that's going to happen. Okay, this is pushing you to align your friendships, friend groups, long-term plans with your real values, okay? Even if that means breakups with certain groups for forging radical new connections. Change is happening and we can't stop it. So you have to be ready to deal with these issues that come up for you. Okay? So on the 6th, we have Mercury moving to Pisces, and this is happening in your ninth house. And Mercury is detriment in Pisces, so it doesn't work very well. And it could cause, miscommunications. But it also makes you curious. Your thinking will become more intuitive and symbolic, okay? Because we all operate through symbols. We just haven't been aware of it. But with you, you're starting to see the missing link here because you're looking at things symbolically rather than linear, okay? You feel the truth of an idea before you can logically explain it. And that's because you're so connected with your intuitive parts of who you are, Cancer rising, and you're so connected to the moon as well. And the moon is an emotional processing energy. Okay, your curiosity is also heightened by the meaning of life, religion, spirituality, philosophy, and astrology as well. So on the 10th, we have Venus entering Pisces in your ninth house. So you may be pulled towards experiences that feel spiritually or philosophically rich rather than purely practical, like courses, retreats, teachers, tarot, astrology, devotional paths, religion stuff. All right, but Venus is exalted in the sign of Pisces. So, it enjoys having that deep thinking process about, you know, spirituality, religion, philosophy, as I've said before. So you could get more out of what's happening for you in your ninth house during this transit because, the light is shining there, opening you up to new understanding, overstanding of information. Okay, on the 13th, we have Saturn moving to Aries, and Saturn will be in Aries for 2 years. So you have a test. Saturn tests us. That's what Saturn does. Okay, and this is happening in your 10th house of career. Authority figures, your father, your co-workers, and your public image. Okay, so your leadership is being tested. Your impulsive ambitions must evolve into sustainable structures, added responsibilities, or delays in recognition. Okay? This phase rewards patience and urges you to redefine your success on authentic terms rather than seeking quick wins. And that's like that Aries energy, impulsive, fast moving, and passionate. Okay, on the 17th, we have the new moon in Aquarius. And this is happening in your eighth house. And your eighth house is another esoteric house like your 12th house, but it looks at your psychological issues, and that could have to do with some subconscious energy as well. But it's about transformation, death, other people's money, shared resources, finances, banking. This is a house, like I said, it's esoteric. Okay? So, with the new moon being here, setting new intentions, also in Aquarius, and Aquarius is a detached energy, but Pluto is also in the sign of Aquarius, and it rules the eighth house. So, transforming energy is all around you with this new moon, and manifestation can happen rapidly. So, this may be a time to look at your old wounds or patterns without being consumed by you. That's the detaching, okay? So, during this time, you have objectivity, distance, detachment, and a desire to observe rather than drown in your feelings. Good job right here, because the eighth house is, that's like the 12th house. But you can also, have some psychological issues when working through energy in the eighth house as well. So therapy is also, a good way to know that you are on the right track. However, it's the new moon, and it only lasts for 6 months. So by the 6 months when the moon is in Aquarius is full, you will see whatever those intentions that you're setting for yourself shows for you. So your intentions should be focused around technology, innovation, collective consciousness. What can you do in for large groups of people? That kind of thing. Okay. So on the 20th, we have Neptune in Aries, conjunct Saturn at 0 degrees. And this is happening in your 10th house of career. Wow. And, this energy is, even though it's conjunct, it's like a tug because Neptune is a boundless energy. Even though it is spiritual, it is loving and wants, people to raise their vibration to spiritual love, but it does it in a boundless way. It just has all this energy. Whereas Saturn is structured. Saturn sets boundaries and does not want you to cross them because there are things you have to do and you have to stay focused. That's what's happening with this conjunction. Now, as I said before, Saturn is preparing you to be able to handle Neptune's energy, because Saturn will stay in Aries for 2 years and Neptune will stay for 13 years until until 2039. Okay? So this is the test, this is the preparation so that you can recognize when you're out of bounds, okay? And you can just pull your energy back in and stay where you need to stay. And this is happening in your 10th house of career. So you want to have structure. You want to set those boundaries because people are depending on you, your guidance, okay? So this can manifest as a push to align work with soul level service, dissolving unrealistic career goals, or ego driven status pursuits. You may experience confusion around authority, job instability, or that hologram fear around professional security. Okay? Requiring grounded realism amid dissolving illusions. Okay? Now that could just really be tough. But Saturn is there, and that's your task, and that's what you have to get through. And this is Cancer rising. And I know for some of you, you are looking for, new areas of work or new workplace or promotion, So you have this energy here that is going to be with you for a good while. So learn the lessons so that you can, step in the light and with confidence. All right. So on the 26th, we have Mercury retrograding in Pisces in your ninth house. And this review your belief systems and long distant plans amid intuitive yet foggy communication. Communication about religion or education may face delays. There may be misunderstandings or retreats to old ideas or old ideas. Your intuition is heightened, but your logic is weakened, okay? Leading to idealistic thinking or escapism. And this is a lot of Piscean energy, okay? So you have to, set those boundaries because, you have the Neptune-Saturn conjunction, and then we also have, Mercury in Pisces happening as well. So this is going to be a big effect. So on the 27th, we have Mars in Aquarius squaring Uranus in Taurus. So you may experience sudden conflicts or separations. This is happening in your 8th house and your 11th house, okay? Separations involving friends, groups, or allies. You may take a sharp pivot in your larger life goals because that is Uranus energy, because of crisis around money, intimacy, or trust. You may have feelings compelling you to free yourself from obligations where resources or energy have been unequal or draining. Wow, that was hard. My mind just slipped away from me, went to thinking about somebody else while I was reading over this. So forgive me. It's hard for me to stay focused right now. I mean, that happens from time to time, but generally when it does happen, I'm usually doing a Gemini reading because, Gemini can be electric scattered energy. But no, this is happening now with Cancer. And the funny thing, I'm just going to say this because you are Cancer. When I first did the Gemini reading, I was reading you, Cancer rising. And after a couple of forecasts went by, it dawned on me. I looked at the chart that I created for the new moon, and I was like, oh no, I'm created the wrong chart for Gemini. So I had already did the Cancer chart. So I had two Cancer charts. So I had to go back to Gemini and recreate the Gemini chart. So here I am. My mind just fizzled. But this was the last part of the reading. So until next time, Cancer rising. Bye for now, and good luck to you.